I made this fun patchwork skirt out of thrifted clothes. Here's how I made it. First, I chose the colors I wanted my patchwork to be. I thrifted things in oranges, yellows, purples, and greens. I also shopped my own closet for clothes I didn't use anymore and wanted to incorporate into the patchwork. I used a cardboard square as a pattern for the patchwork pieces. This allowed me to work with a bunch of patches that were the same size, which made sewing them together a lot easier. I used this square for most of the pieces, but I also freehanded some shapes for other parts. Once I had all my pieces cut out, it was time to sew them together into a tube shape. I did this by sewing the patches together one row at a time and then sewed all the rows together. I also made a sunflower pocket that buttons at the top. Then I attached the skirt to a waistband piece. Once I was done with this part, I realized I wanted a different skirt shape that had a lot more volume. I did this by cutting out and sewing together more patchwork pieces. I cut the new material into dart shapes, cut some seams up the skirt, and sewed the darts in. I hemmed the bottom of the skirt and added a zipper. At this point it could have been done, but I wanted to add some more pizzazz by applying some details in different fabrics. I created starburst patterns by using folded up pieces of scrap paper. Then I traced the patterns onto fabric and cut them out. I also found that adding iron-on interfacing to the back of the starburst pieces made them a lot easier to sew onto the skirt. And once these details were applied, the skirt was done. And here it is all together. I can't wait to wear this to an event. It is so much fun.